Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cinderella phenomenon. And we're about in the middle-ish of Rumple's route, because we're in chapter 5, and what are there, 8 or 9 chapters in the game? I kind of actually forget. But anyway, we're in chapter 5, and we just got our first piece of our necklace because we did something nice. And now it's the next day. I don't really think anything happened after that. I can't remember. Oh, I'm really bad. Anyway, when I get downstairs the next morning, I'm met with a familiar sight. Both Karma and Rumple stand on opposite sides of a table, their voices rising in argument. Because they're so the same fucking person. They're both such flirts. They're fighting again. I happen to catch their words as I walk quietly down the stairs. Who are you to I can't. Oh my god, my voice is so wrecked. Like right now. I'm so sorry. I can't even do voices. It's because I just had like the worst allergy issues yesterday, and just from sneezing and everything all day, like my voice is just a fucking nightmare right now. I'm sorry. Anyway, it does. I can even tell. I sound like I haven't spoken in like a month. Oh my god. Anyway, who are you to criticize my work ethic when you were gone for several days, leaving me with your workload? It wasn't like I wanted to. And who are you to criticize how I work? I know I can't. Like, they're too similar, and so when I try to do them at the same time, it's just wrong. So I apologize. And I can't, like, the normal inflections in the voice, I cannot do right now because I forgot the voices I gave everybody after being away for weeks, and then I can't do voices right now. Maybe we'll progress as we go on through the day. This is like the first thing I'm recording today, and I'm like, I don't know. Like after having allergies yesterday. Oh my god. It's like a train wreck over here. All of the ladies I spoke to said that you shower them with compliments. What kind of a professional behavior is that? I'm having a hard time believing you're a professional with the way you flaunt yourself. At least I don't flirt with people to attract their attention. Poor Rumple. Although I do love Karma. Karma's still my favorite. But I have a soft spot for Rumple now. I really do. And you flirt with them, and don't even realize the effect it has on other people. You're just jealous, Karma. I know Karma's sounding a little more feminine right now, but I can't help it. Flattery is not a crime. Just yesterday, the princess came to see you in your room, all because you gave her the impression that you liked her. Whoa, first of all, we went to see him in his room because we were helping out a dude. Back off. Were you actually spying on her? And you call me uncouth? No, I overheard her say it. And you're wrong. I never say anything if it isn't truthful. Ah, well, then the truth of the matter is that you must be in love with many women. Because they all seem to think that you'll get down on one knee and propose to them. You say some sly things, Miss Karma, and yet you're the biggest liar of us all. Kinda true, not gonna lie, Karma, but I understand why he's doing it. Like, why Karma is lying to everyone is to protect himself from the curse, so... But at the same time, if he doesn't open up and talk about his curse to other people, which he doesn't, no one knows, and they're just like, you're just a liar. And it's like, you know what? You don't understand. At least I don't lie to my partner. We are supposed to defend Rumple. Of course, I would normally have gone for that anyway. I'm not going to, just stand there and watch. I'm going to defend him. Like, whoa, back off, Karma. I loved you in the last path, and I still love you a lot. You're still my favorite. But we're on Rumple's path, and we really do like Rumple, because they're very similar characters. Oh, it's the overly flirty douchiness, and you're like, oh, back off. But I secretly love it in this game. I don't know why. Oh. Usually in most games, it's like, okay, simmer down there. Put it away. But this time with these guys, I'm like, no, it's fine. I love it. I think it's her character, too, because she's such, like, a grouchy bitch. And I love that. She doesn't start out like, oh my god, I don't understand. She's like, fuck everybody, alright? You all suck. And then, like, they're all, like, super flirty with her, and she's like, psh, whatever. And it's just, I think I love the juxtaposition of it. It's adorable. It works really well in this game, and I love it. Oh, anyway. Rumple tells me that he never lies. He tells me that he wants me to trust him. Though I still find it hard to believe, I do want to trust him. I walk down the rest of the stairs and stop at Rumpel's side. Both men look equally surprised to see me there. Rumpel has never lied to me yet. Karma looks up and stares at me for a few moments, looking startled by my sudden appearance. Then he sighs. Princess, a man that flatters everyone doesn't flatter anyone. At least he's not so conceited he flatters himself constantly. Oh, ouch, Spacey. Ooh, ah. Oh, but we understand, Karma, we really do. I love you, Karma, it's okay. I'm sorry. Such a sharp tongue you have, Princess. And you're very quick to jump to assumptions. You two are at it again. Jurian stops at the table and frowns at them. Both men glance away from her cold gaze. Karma murmurs something before excusing himself. Rumble looks down at the table. His eyebrows knit together with frustration. What's wrong with you two? Why can't you just be civil with each other? Jurian, you're never here to see how these fights start. Karma is every bit a beast. Kind of true. I think that's really funny, because if you did Rumpel's route before Karma's, it would be like little hints. He's a beast! He kind of is. Sorta, yeah. Is every bit a beast, attacking me for no good reason at all. But with your keen eye, you should be able to discern that, right? You're overdramatic and I love it. Flattery won't work on me, Rumpel. And second, I doubt these fights start without any bit of prompting from you. I swear I don't start anything. Karma's just always irritable. He's like a woman during that one time of the month. Oh my god, you did not go there. Game, you didn't go there. And Rumpel, no, you didn't. Girl, oh. You're like, oh, you know what? I am just going to bitch slap you so hard right now, and it's not that time of the month. I think Jurian walks away swiftly, leaving me with Rumpel. I look at him a little irritated by his earlier comment. He gives me a sheepish smile. Thank you, Princess. For what? For defending me. I swear I meant what I said. I would never lie to you. I mean every one of my compliments. Every one of my thank yous. You must know that since you came to defend me. Rumpel, sometimes you continue talking when nothing needs to be said. But I'm just expressing the depths of my gratitude. It's not necessary. It was such a small thing, too. Princess, can you give me some help with inventory? I'm coming. As I turn away, Rumpel waves. I'll see you later, Princess. Who knows? You might even get your second good deed. I resist the urge to roll my eyes. It feels like it'll be a while yet before I can achieve my next good deed. What a brilliant day! The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and I have my sweet princess here to accompany me. It sounds like I'm getting easier to read, too. No, you've just said it enough times that I memorized it. That means you must pay attention to my words. That in itself is a compliment, Princess. It is not. We are on our way to the usual store to restock our medications when a small figure leaves out through the front door. She stares at us with a lost look on her face. Uh-huh. So, she's got eyeballs, so she's not just a random, so she's an actual character that we're going to interact with here. She looks a little bit more like, Karma. Does Karma have a sister? Karma has a brother. Rumpel reacts immediately, making his way over to her with a broad smile. Madam, I can't help but notice the pained expression upon your beautiful face. Is there anything I can do to assuage your worries? For seeing your lovely face shadowed by such sadness stabs me right in the heart. I just, pause in between. The woman stares at Rumpel, dumbfounded. His smile wavers and he takes a step back, suddenly looking alarmed. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. It's you! Huh? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is awkward, madam, but I'm afraid I don't know you. What? Or Do I? Do I know you? Oh God, it's not his wife, is it? Jesus. I take a step forward and look at the woman flatly. He's been cursed. He has amnesia. Amnesia? The woman stares at Rumpel, scrutinizing him. You do seem different. Changed from before, in any case. Oh God, not a girlfriend, is it? Ugh, Game, you can't do that to us. So you knew me before. How terrible it is of me to forget such a lovely face. But perhaps you could help me remember. The usually flirty suggestion in the usual flirty suggestion is in his voice, but the woman seems unaffected. I can. I can help you remember. She seems to be a witch. You can. It's no wonder I can't remember your name. You have the fairy tale curse, don't you? Who is this woman? You truly don't remember me? I'm sorry. The woman looks conflicted, but the expression is gone as fast as it appears. I'm Bria. Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh God, I'm having a heart attack. No! Your fiance. Oh no. No. No, you can't do this to me, game. That's so awful. Oh, why are we always the second love? Oh, son of a bitch. Game, no. Oh, this is reality though. You're like, yo, hey, you're in love with that girl. That sucks for me. Oh, you're in love with that. Oh, you're marrying that girl. Wow, Jesus. You know what? Fuck you, life. These are supposed to be romancy games. I know they'll end up together, but it's still like, don't do me like this, game. Oh my God, it's gonna be so much harder. Oh, Spacey's devastated. Well, it's not his wife, so break it off. Oh no. What? The shock is apparent on my face, but nowhere near as impressive as the astonishment on Rumpel's face. Is she really, or is she the witch that cursed him? My fiance? She has to be lying. How can Rumpel possibly have a fiance with the way that he is? He's barely able to dedicate himself to a single woman for an hour. Bria takes a step forward and takes Rumpel's hands in her own. Oh my God. Oh, and he took us to the forest. No! I know the forest is big, but still, I'm sure it's the same damn spot, because there's only one spot in the forest in this game. You don't remember holding my hands like this when you took me to the forest and proposed to me? Rumpel opens his mouth, but no words escape. He reminds me of a lost dog all of a sudden, with his eyes so wide. Bria runs her fingers over his hands. I loved you. You loved me. And I still love you very much. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna crush this woman. Unless she's the witch that cursed him. I hope she's the witch that cursed him and she's fucking with him. I really hope. Oh God. I don't remember this. How can I help you remember? Rumpel's voice is faint, but still he tries to smile. The circumstances of the curse tell me that I need to remember through memories and, a journal, somehow. A journal? I have your old journals. I could show you the very first love letter you wrote me. Bria starts walking, her hands still clasped in Rumpel's. I stare after them for a few moments, trying to piece together what's happening in my head. I chase after them. Bria enters a house, one that Rumpel stares at in awe. When she comes back out, she's holding a journal. She hands it to Rumpel, then opens up to the first page. This is a little embarrassing, but there it is. You compiled your letters into a journal. Oh my God, that's so dorky and cute. Oh, Rumpel. Oh, Rumpel. Oh, this hurts me so much. You're like, that's so cute, but why does it have to be to you, bitch? If we hadn't been cursed, we wouldn't ruin their love, and we would never have fallen in love with them, and we wouldn't be hurt either. I know it'll all work out in the end, but this will be the path where, like, he ends up happily ever after with his fiance, and you're like, the fuck? That sucks. I really hope she's like the witch that cursed him, and she's just like fucking with him. I don't know. Rumpel slowly reads over the words, and I notice the strange glazed look come back into his eyes as his expression grows more somber. This is this is like last time when he remembered that he was a doctor. Bria turns to me as Rumple is reading, and her eyebrows arch. And who are you? His partner. Partner? We're helping each other with our curses. Oh, you're cursed too? You poor thing. Why does she look evil? Right there. She's not like, oh, you poor thing. She's like, you poor thing. She looks evil. I don't trust Bria. Bria's voice is flat. She's glaring at me beneath her smile. I've done nothing to merit this distrust from her. And I cannot bring myself to trust her either. Yeah, Spacey, you and me both. You Spacey and me Spacey both. Bria. Rumple looks up from the journal and stares at her. Yes, sweet. Rumple's melancholy expression throws me off. Last time he was so excited when he realized he was a doctor, but now his expression is heartbreaking. I remember. I did propose to you. I wonder if yeah, she looks shady, though. Look at her face. She looks like evil. Like, that's like evil glee on her face. In the forest, when it was dark, You set up little lights around the clearing. We spoke for a while, and then you got down on your knee. You dropped the ring. It had fallen in the roots of some tree. We only noticed it when a bird came down to pluck it out of the bramble. I had no idea what you were looking for, but I still chased after the bird. And you got the ring back. And you knew. Oh my god. You're like, oh my god, that's such a beautiful fucking proposals. You're like, oh, we lost the ring and then the bird. Oh my god, you assholes. Bria holds out her hand, and I notice a beautiful red-green gem ring on her finger. Red gem? Red and green. Huh, it is. It's red, gold, and green. Like Karma Chameleon. It was still charming, though. I laughed for so long because it felt so memorable. Plucking your engagement ring out of a bird's beak. You're right. Rumple smiles a little uncertainly. In that moment, I feel him turn away from me. He doesn't even realize I'm there, standing with Bria. Why am I feeling so uncomfortable? You said you were helping Rumple with his curse, yes? She turns to me. There's no worry. I can help him now. That's what couples do. I think that's a false memory. I don't think it's fucking real. Maybe it is, but I don't trust her. I don't. I have to force the pity out of my heart. I have to force myself to think rationally. Something still seems off about this. But Rumple remembers. Which means this is the truth, isn't it? I'm still his partner, that's what we're supposed to say. I still feel something is wrong. I do not trust this woman. Do you know anything about him, dear? Have you helped him regain any of his memories? She was with me when I regained my memories. Spacey is a very valuable good luck charm. Rumple flashes a smile at me before turning to Bria. Her eyes seem a lot colder now, as she's kind of seen that with her. Look how evil she is. Tell me, what do you go by now? Until we figure out your name, I need something to call you. Rumple. Bria's cold gaze falls on me, and I can sense something in them that surprises me. Jealousy? Why would she be jealous of me? Because he loves me, not you, bitch. So fucking awful. So awful! Rumple, would you maybe want to come back home with me? What? I know you must be overwhelmed, but our home might be able to help you remember some things. I'm sorry. I actually have a patient somewhere else that I need to tend to. Bria's eyes flash briefly. Her frown is there for a few seconds before she smiles again. You always were good with your patients. I'm sorry. I think she was the one watching us. I don't think it was someone watching me. I think it was someone watching him, maybe. It's okay. I understand that you're overwhelmed. But remember, now I'm here for you too. I want to mend things, to make them go back to the way they were before. Maybe he did propose, but something bad happened and they broke it off. And now she's like, oh, wait, you have amnesia? And like, oh, yeah, wait, look. I don't know. Where she's a witch And she cursed him because he was flirting with every other woman in town. I'm just saying. I don't know what her deal is, but I didn't trust her from the beginning. But that's also because, like, she's like, I'm your fiance. I don't trust you, bitch. I just don't want her to be his fiance. And I want her to be slightly evil so I don't feel bad about stealing her man from her, really. I'm a horrible person. How about you look over that journal and then we meet again tomorrow? We can take it one step at a time. I would like that. We can get to know each other again, and in time, I'm sure you'll remember what we used to have. I loved you. And I did too. I still do. A slight shiver runs down my spine as I stare at the two of them. There is that uncomfortable feeling once again. Bria and Rumple agree on a spot to meet tomorrow, and then she leans up to kiss Rumple on the cheek. He puts a hand on his cheek as she walks off with a gentle smile on her face. Are you okay? He looks at me, and for a few moments I feel that his gaze lingers longer than it normally does on my own eyes. Then he smiles and laughs. Of course I am, Princess. I just remembered something about my own past. I'm guessing that the second entry has appeared in my journal by now. I can't wait to get back to the Martian and read it. Bria has the rest of my journal, so I might truly be able to remember everything if I talk to her. Including your love for her? That's why he looks so sad, and that's why he lingered in our eyes, because he loves us. He sighs out before he proclaims that we should finish our errands. I follow him around the town, though the scenery lacks its usual vibrancy. Rumple doesn't speak to anyone, not even the girls, while we walk. He keeps his eyes focused on the ground, and when he speaks to the shop owners, his cheer is lukewarm at best. I try to start a conversation with him many times, but he shies away from talking. I feel like there's something he's not telling me. When we arrive at the Marchen, Rumple quickly excuses himself, not even sharing his epiphany about his past with anyone. Because he's in love with you, and it was like one thing, and then now all of a sudden there's this a random woman who's like, I'm your wife! And he's like, fuck my life. I'm no fiance, whatever. Still goddamn too close. What has him so bent out of shape? He just regained another memory. I'm assuming he's going to go read about it now. It's not like him to hide things. I hope Rumple is okay. Aww. Poor Rumple. It's been about a week since Rumple regained his last memory. He's been meeting with Bria since then. But he still hasn't told me about the memory from the journal. He doesn't flirt with any girls, and when he sees me, his smile looks broken. He spends his days visiting Bria and tending to parfait. You're worried about Rumple, aren't you? Why would I be worried about him? Waltz is like, I'm not fucking stupid. Because Rumple is no longer able to run errands with me, Waltz decides to take his place. But Waltz's presence can't make up for Rumple's absence. He'll be fine, Princess. He's still figuring things out. I do not trust that woman. His fiancée? She appeared out of nowhere. People who weren't cursed can't find the tavern, Princess. She would never have been able to find him. So really, the only place she could have met him was out here in nowhere. I can tell that he's teasing me, but it does little to lift my spirits. I know. Walt sighs. If you don't trust her, why not just ask around for her? She obviously doesn't want to talk to me. No, I mean, ask others about her. So long as you find a way to phrase your intentions honestly, I think they might understand you. Rumple says my honesty is good, but I also know that the way I speak frustrates many people. Come on, I'll help. Waltz approaches a flower shop where several people are gathered to look at the fresh flowers. Excuse me, madam, sir. I was wondering if you knew anything about someone named Bria. We hear that she's engaged to a friend of ours, but he hasn't said much about her. Everyone calls me blunt, but I would never question others so openly. Does Waltz really expect the people to be so open to him? Yes, because he's an adorable child with a man voice. Oh, if it isn't Waltz! Doing a little investigative work, are you? Just looking to find out more about someone important to a friend. Not going to put this into one of your shows, are you? Waltz raises an eyebrow and laughs. Of course not. Everyone just trusts Waltz. I suppose he must speak to people often, being a performer. They would probably never suspect Waltz to do anything morally questionable, and yet with me they were suspicious of everything that I did. I guess it's a good thing Waltz is here. I stifle a sigh as the so-called investigation begins. But Bria, I was under the impression that her fiancé wasn't seeing her anymore. Aha!
Bria? Oh, poor Bria. I heard that the poor dear made a mistake and that her fiancé threw her out for it.
'Cause she's fucked somebody else. Ha, bitch. She's like, you have amnesia? Perfect.
Is she engaged to someone new now? I'm not surprised, given the affair that she had on her first fiancé.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
Oh, you weren't aware? I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything.
You said she cheated on her first fiancé.
She was engaged to some man, a doctor, I believe. He was a good man, always smiled, helped everyone, including the poor.
I don't see how she would have the gall to do it, but the rumors state that she was seeing another man.
I think I saw them out together sometimes. He was a rich businessman.
Who was he?
I believe he was one of the doctor's patients.
Did anyone see this for sure, ma'am?
Oh, lots of people did. And that's why the poor man stopped seeing her, bless his heart. He looked heartbroken. But then the two of them were engaged, so she should have been more committed to him.
Seriously? Even if you were just dating, you should have been more committed. Jeez, bitch, keep your legs closed. God, see? We knew we didn't like Bria. She's a bitch. Stab the bitch. What? Nothing? I didn't say that. Yes, I did. Stab her, Spacey. When Bria first approached Rumpel, she had no idea he had amnesia. She started apologizing to him. Was it for that affair? Or am I just speculating? We thanked the woman for her help before continuing to ask around town for more information. The more we hear, the more certain we become. She cheated on him. Princess, I know what you're thinking, but it would be incredibly rash to tell Rumpel about this. But she's lying to him! I can still remember the sadness in his eyes. Maybe somewhere deep down he still knows. Did his journal entry not say anything? We're gonna sneak his fucking journal, aren't we? We can try talking to him, Princess, but without any evidence, we're just going off rumors. If you're wrong, I think that would hurt the situation a lot more. I'm forced to acknowledge Waltz's reasoning. As much as I want to tell Rumpel right now, I don't even know where he is. We finish our errands for the day and then return to the Marchen, where I complete my chores around the tavern before retiring to bed. Later that night, after turning for hours in bed without any success of sleep, I make my way downstairs for a glass of milk. I stop abruptly at the sound of hushed voices. Parfait and Rumpel are sitting together at a table, their voices soft.
It means a lot that you're still taking care of me, even with everything that you have on your plate.
When things are uncertain as they are right now, the little things that remain the same are actually comforting.
What? No compliments tonight?
He clears his throat. Lady Parfait, I always find comfort in your presence.
Your heart's not in it, is it? Please don't stress yourself out trying to take care of me. I've seen the orders of the medicines and the dosages. I can take care of myself, Rumpel.
I owe you and Lady Delora for letting me stay here. Even now, you could have kicked me out, yet I'm still here.
This isn't the confident Rumpel that I'm used to seeing. It's rather heartbreaking to see you like this, you know?
Parfait's eyes drift past Rumpel, and she sees me before I can dart away.
I think you're worrying your partner, too.
Rumpel turns in his seat and stares at me. Princess? I slowly make my way towards them. I'm sorry, Princess. I haven't been trying to help you at all. It's fine. Parfait's right, though. It's not like you to be so pitiful. Ah, your words are still sharp as ever. I glance at Parfait curiously. The light of the tavern lights up her face dimly, making it look more ghostly than usual. She looks sicklier.
Do you think I look like a ghost, Princess?
Yes.
By the time night comes around, I'm utterly exhausted.
You said you were like this because of the Tenebrarum Lucius you have to take care of.
That's correct. I used to be able to watch over it more easily, but now with the balance between both crystals lost in the kingdom, it's getting harder. This responsibility is such a big burden. It's a heavy toll on my body. But that doesn't diminish any of my pride. I'm proud to bear this responsibility. Someone needs to do it, and I'm very glad I can help so many people through bearing this burden.
What would happen if you just let the responsibility go?
There would be even more chaos than there is now.
And what of the Tenenbaum bearer? Would they not help you with your stress?
There is no Tenenbaum bearer currently.
What? Her face stares at me for a few moments, a complicated expression on her face. Then suddenly she sighs. Is this where we get to learn about ourselves? I don't remember. I know we do it later on, but...
Please do not worry about me, Princess. I've lived a good life. I just want to do more good while I still live. And I'm very lucky to be surrounded by so many good people. Anyway, the two of you should be off to bed soon. I can tell you're both tired.
Parfait pauses to look at me, eyebrows slightly arched.
Oh, but before you go, there was something I meant to ask you.
Ask me? Parfait crosses her arms and looks at me tersely for a few moments. The look is so unlike her that it almost concerns me. She looks uncertain of something, though I can't imagine what it is. What could she want to discuss with me?
I wanted to ask you if you were free the day after tomorrow.
I'm free whenever my schedule says I am.
Then if you could spare 20 or so minutes, I want to speak with you about something. Very important.
Important? She's going to tell us.
I suppose you could say it's related to your curse.
Fine. Parfait smiles at us before walking back to her room, leaving me alone with Rumple. Rumple smiles at me uncertainly. For a few moments, I think he might actually talk to me, but then he rushes off after giving me an apology. It's because he loves you. He's so torn. I watch him walk up the stairs, my heart sinking. I need to know what's going on with him. Today is my day off. I keep on the lookout for Rumple. Eventually, I see him making his way down the staircase. He doesn't look quite as disheartened as last night, but his expression is still rather somber. He says good morning to everyone as he usually does, and then walks out through the front door. And that is my cue. Following behind Rumple without being seen proves to be remarkably easy. Even if he's perceptive, he won't be expecting me to follow after him when I normally work during these hours. He makes his way through the town until he comes to a stop at a little cafe in the main plaza. It's cleverly hidden, just slightly out of view, not at all in plain view like the rest of the shops. Bria is sitting, waiting for him at a table with a journal. The way she smiles at him numbs my heart. I make my way over to the nearby fountain and crouch beside it to keep out of their view. I can hear their conversation just barely from where I sit. You should wear a cloak, girl.
You know, I had been searching for you a long time when I saw you. You suddenly disappeared from the house one night, and I couldn't find you.
No, you disappeared from the house, bitch, because he kicked your ass out. And now you just moved back in? Whore. Spacey's not nice. No, because she's taking away our man. She's going to destroy him like she did once before. Why did I leave the house?
I don't know.
Was it a fight?
No, not a fight. We barely ever fought.
Except that one time when I fucked someone else because I'm a whore.
We made a promise when you gave me this ring. We promised we would never make each other sad,
and yet I did the exact thing. Look at the evil on her face. Look at the evil. I close my eyes and breathe. Bria's words drive a bitterness through my heart. After everything I heard, it is possible those rumors were baseless, but isn't it also possible that they were the truth? And Rumple mentioned a fight. Now's my chance to tell him we're supposed to reconsider. Let him figure it out on his own. Don't hurt him. But if somehow everything that we heard was one big lie, would I hurt Rumple? I also have my pride. I can't just accuse someone, even if I feel that Bria is guilty of something. I step away from the fountain, meaning to head back the way that I came. Even if the situation sounds wrong, I feel that Rumple would hate me getting involved. I'm surprised, then, when he calls my name. Princess, what are you doing here? I'm just walking around town. I fancy meeting you. He saw me. Did he know I was behind the fountain? Spying, are we? I make my way over to the table where Rumple is looking at me with worry and Bria's openly scowling at me. Is there something wrong, Miss Partner? Not with me, but perhaps with you. Excuse me? You seem to have quite the reputation. Princess, I have no idea what you're talking about, but taking people's words at face value is foolish. Mother would have said the same thing, but why would they lie? So it's not true that you were seeing another man? How dare you! Bria stands up and glares at me. I frown back at her. Her anger does not faze me. She seems like a petulant child. I can't stand jealous girls. They're the bane of my existence. And you're what, 18? 17, but what does that even matter? Either way, there'd just be about a 6-year age gap between you two. Hey. We're gonna be 18. It's okay in like a couple of weeks or something when we turn 18. It's okay. I mean, Jesus, it's fine. It's not like we're 14 and they're 25. That's fucking weird. That's creepy and wrong, but we're like 18. It's fine. It's fine. We're also a princess, bitch. And this is like ye oldie times, so technically we're like 25. If you think about it, because we're going to die a lot sooner. Just saying. Still. You can't do that like, well, everybody died when they were 25, so 14. Nope, still wrong. Still weird. Rumple's like, what the fuck? 6 years. Oh. I am going to punch you in the face, Rumple. Really fucking A. 24. Gods, am I really so ancient? I wish. No, I don't. No. Like, you think you know everything at 20. You're like, I know everything at 24. And then you get older and you're like, oh, I was so stupid. I imagine 10 years from now I'll be like, oh my God, I was so stupid back then. It's just how it goes. Like, it's not even kidding. When you're like 24, you're like, oh my God, I was so stupid when I was 21. Like, I'm so fucking smart now. And then when you hit like 26, you're like, oh my God, I was so dumb at 24. I can't even believe I thought I was so smart. I'm so smart now. And then you hit 30 and you're like, oh my God, I was so fucking stupid in my 20s. And it just progresses from there continuously. Every year you're like, oh my God, I thought I was like so like now I'm like, I don't think I'm so mature and I know everything. I really don't. There's a point where all of a sudden you're like, I know jack shit. And I know damn well in like 10 years I'm going to be like, fuck, I was really stupid at that age. And then 10 years later, like, damn, I was stupid. And then when you're on your deathbed, you're like, fuck, my whole life I was just a goddamn moron. And then you die, like, fuck. And hopefully get to do it over in the next life. Or, haunt people. I'd rather haunt people, I think, for a while. I don't know if I want to be reborn. The earth is slowly going straight to hell. I don't want to be around when, like, the day after tomorrow shit, like the world ending stuff happens. Because that's going to happen. Those disaster movies. I don't want to be alive if any of that shit happens. Like, no, that's scary. There is a hurricane heading this way. I am not. I'm just like, fuck my life. I live inland, but it's still like, we had one, last year? And it was like, not so, but it was supposed to like veer off. It's supposed to just take a little right-hand turn and kind of curve away from us. And instead it took a sharp-ass left turn like a motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? That's not even natural. It just like, total left turn. Came straight in. I was like recording stuff. I lost power for like 9 hours. There were tornadoes and everything. I'm like, I'm going to die because my battery in my phone wasn't charged. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And I'm not even going to know I'm going to die because like, I'm just going to die because there's a tornado coming. I'm not going to have any warning. So like now Hurricane Florence is like heading straight for the East Coast. So it's not a hurricane yet, but it will be by the time it gets here. It's like, awesome. Good job. Fuck my life. Again, benefit of living inland is I don't have to worry too much, but still gonna suck. But it'll be during the week, so, they'll be like, guys, there's a hurricane coming. Just be prepared. Okay, I'm gonna work from home, and then when my power goes on, I'm not working. Like, fuck that. Sweet. 2 days off. Oh, look, speaking of, yep, Florence is expected to become a hurricane, headed to the Carolinas. Thanks a lot, motherfucker. You know what, this is just because I was at my mom's house and we're like, oh, it's like hurricane season. We haven't really had anything. And then there was all of a sudden like, oh, there's that hurricane going for Hawaii. Well, damn, that sucks. And now all of a sudden there's one coming on. And there was what, like what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, just like all of a sudden a lot of shit's happened in the past like couple of weeks. Like, a powerful hurricane next week. Joy. Ugh. Fuck my life. Anyway, so that's that. Great. I don't live in Tornado Alley, though, so I'm okay. Anyway. That took a weird, like... I love that. Talking about being old and how you think you're old, and then you realize how stupid you are as you age. Dude, I don't want to. I don't want to be reborn for like the end of days shit that's gonna happen. Global warming, man. Mother Nature hates us. She's like, fuck all of you. I'm gonna kill you all. She's trying really hard. If you haven't noticed, to like, oh god damn it, there's a hurricane heading straight for me. Okay, back to the game. I love tangents. They're fun. Anyway, the two of us look at him in unison, then back at each other. I'm here because I want to help my partner, and because you're lying to him. And who are you to say that I'm lying? You're a terrible little spy is what you are. Hiding places to watch us, going around town asking about me. I'm trying to protect him. He might hate me for it, but he'll realize eventually I was right. When you sleep with someone else. I'm telling you now that Rumple doesn't need you, especially if you're the one spewing lies. Those words have no way coming from a hypocrite. Wait, ladies! Rumple looks between the two of us, eyebrows furrowed. Then he shakes his head. Bria, I knew. It was in my journal. What? Rumple faces Bria, his expression crumpled. It was that lord, wasn't it? The one I refused to take money from that one time I helped him. He told me himself. Ahem. But he's probably... So what? So I'm just curious. Was he hoping that she would tell him the truth? He's like, I knew it's in the thing, and then I remembered it. And he's trying to, like, hope that... Or maybe by talking to her and spending time with her, he can, one, figure out, do I still actually love this woman even though she did this? Because, like, I walked away from her and then I probably ended up cursed. You know? Or she cursed me. I don't know. She could be a witch, for God's sakes. Red hair, green eyes, she's a witch! Isn't that like, wouldn't they be like, she's a witch! Then again, so would Karma. Like, so would we. Our mother was a witch and she probably had red hair, because I'm assuming that's where we got it from, so I'm just saying. I used to think people with red hair were witches. You know, because they're soulless gingers. Okay. Not really. Anyway, but like, so he's probably like thinking like, trying to see like, do I still have feelings for her? Also, if I talk to her, will she be honest and tell me the truth? Because she could have told him the truth, like knowing he had amnesia, but she's lying to him. So he's like, I can't trust you. But you could also be spending time with her hoping that maybe it'll jog some more memories. You know what I mean? She's someone that knows you and your life, and you know what I mean? So there's like a lot of little pieces that could kind of be his reasonings for still wanting to talk to her. Aside from like, why won't you admit it? Like, I mean, geez. Anyway. I think that's why this feeling inside of me is so mute right now. Why I was always having second thoughts about your stories. Bria, why didn't you ever tell me you were seeing him? Because I'm a whore. And I wanted you and him. Because I'm a whore. Sorry, Bria, you're a whore. Look, it's one thing. You love someone and then you fall out of love with them and you fall in love with somebody else, but you don't keep both of them. You don't get to do that to someone else. You know, if you're like, I stopped loving this person, you know what? I'm going to tell them, let them go. You don't get to keep them because, well, he buys me lots of shit and like, but I like doing this other guy. No, whore. No, that's not how it works. Have some respect for other people's feelings, especially poor Rumple. Go be with your lord. Oh, he was probably banging some other chicks on the side and you weren't good enough for him. And then you were like, fuck, now I got to go back to Rumple. Well, you know what? You're a bitch. And a whore. Because I don't think you have any good justification for why you cheated on your man. I mean, you could have stopped loving him, but then if you're still telling him you love him right now, then you're kind of a bitch. I asked you that question back then too, but you never told me. And so I was waiting for you to bring it up again. I was waiting for you to explain. I was waiting for... As if I could ever get anything through that thick skull of yours. Wow, you were trying to get him back, you bitch. Even I can't stop myself from staring at her when she insults Rumple. But with this, she has admitted that the rumors are true. I put my hand on his shoulder like, I'm here for you, bro. And I'll love you. Even if I explained myself, all you would ever say is that you were sorry, but nothing ever changed. What did I do that was so wrong? Look at you. Even now you can't bring yourself to be angry at me. You knew the truth, and instead of demanding to know why I did what I did, you kept asking what you did wrong. But you'll never realize what you did wrong, Rumple. What, because he's a nice, sweet person who's slightly way too flirty? Never! Something's never changed. Why wouldn't you just tell him? And you keep asking me what you did wrong. You're never angry at me. What? She's crazy. Bria scowls as she makes her way around the table. Rumple tries to call her back, but Bria only frowns as she walks off. Rumple lets out a long sigh. And there go all of my journals, too. Right, he said that Bria had all of his old journals. I am sorry. Huh? I only made things worse. I'm still not entirely sure what they were talking about, but... Princess, you don't have to apologize for anything. Though... Aww. I would like you to apologize for shedding some light on my age. What? Am I really, truly that old? Suddenly he looks disgruntled, but the look of distraught on his face is almost comical. I can't help it when I smile and then start to laugh. Oh, look! She's adorable. Do my ears deceive me? Is that wonderful sound coming from your mouth, princess? How precious. It's just, you're an old man. If I'm an old man, then I'm young at heart. Besides, I would be a lot more offended if you weren't smiling while you said that. He's an old man. He's really not fucking old at all. He's like a baby. After a few moments, Rumple sighs and shakes his head. I mean, compared to her, he's an old man. But seriously, 6 years old? I mean, seriously, that's really nothing. I just think it's funny, of course, because that's like, what, 40s back then? Oh my God, I'm going to hit 35 and I'm going to die. Oh, don't we all feel that way? I'm sorry you had to see all that. I knew there was more to the story than Bria was letting on because I read the memory in my journal. You knew about the nobleman? Why did you not say anything? Like I said, I was waiting for her to say something. I wanted her to open up about it honestly. Bria is undoubtedly bold, but I doubt she's at all honest. The journal entry, I never read it to you. You know I've been distant the last week. I have been, and I'm sorry for that. But allow me to enlighten you. Rumple gestures to the chair that Bria had been sitting in, and I take a seat opposite him. First, the nobleman was one of my patients. He had a grievous sickness, one that no one else had been able to cure. I cannot help but remember the little boy with the impossible sickness. It seemed that he was drawn to Rumple, too. Rumple was not able to help that boy on his own either. Some woman offered her assistance. Did you manage to cure him with the help of that same woman? It's another cryptic entry, but yes. The mysterious woman from the first entry reappears. We strike another deal, but I cannot remember the deal at all. Yeah, I'm going to guess that it was probably... I wonder if Bria is the witch. That's why you don't understand, because you keep taking credit for all the things that she did, maybe? I don't know. I still think that he made a deal with the witch doctor lady. All I know is that afterwards, I did something to make Bria hate me, and she began seeing the nobleman. Or maybe it was before that. Maybe she was just unhappy. She won't explain why. She still cheated on you. That's her fault, not yours. I'm wondering if she's the witch doctor. You know what I mean? Because it seems like his curse would be, like, I mean, it seems like a logical... I mean, I'm not saying it is, but... a logical path that this mysterious woman shows up, helps him cure the little boy and the nobleman, blah, blah, blah. He's making a deal with her, but then she's pissed maybe because he's taking credit and not giving her credit, and then she gets all angry and turns him into does this to him. But then she would remember his name, so I don't know. Rumple nods absently. I can tell he's not convinced. In any case, even though I can't remember the entirety of what happened, every time I thought of Bria, I thought of our love in the past tense. Rumple frowns, but it is fleeting. Suddenly he's smiling again. Let's head back for now, princess. I'll figure out how to reach Bria later. I follow Rumple back to the Marchen. Though he seems fine for a time, Rumple's somberness returns as we head back. He looks like he's trapped in his thoughts. He needs the rest of his journals. But how is he going to get a hold of them now?
Oh, Princess, you're here. Sorry we're late.
My, the princess is gracing us with her presence. Parfait said a few days ago that she had something to discuss with me, so I'm here. And let's get right to it, shall we? She plops down on one of the chairs and Parfait sits down gracefully beside her.
Princess, the other day you asked me about my responsibility, and briefly about the Tenebrarum bearer.
This is where we get the truth. I did, but what does this have to do with me? It has everything to do with you. Because when it comes to that second inquiry, the answer is right here. Delora points at me. I stare at her, not comprehending.
Princess, the bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrarum is you.
What? I'm not able to even feel shock, just confusion. But how do I have anything to do with these crystals? See? I told you she'd be confused.
It's because we started backwards. I am so sorry, Princess.
I do not understand.
You remember the story about the crystals, Princess. For a time, the crystals were in complete balance. Even the witches who drew on negative energy were respected.
Then one day, Hans wrote the fairy tales. Witches were suddenly painted as villains. Humans attacked the witches, trying to drive them out.
Their leader, who just so happened to be my best friend, was hard-pressed to try to keep the peace. She was the original bearer of the crystal. But as witches were killed and thrown out, she found her patience wearing thin.
She killed a human, the ultimate taboo, and there was nothing we could do but try to stop her.
This bearer, the leader of the witches and bearer of the Crystallum
Tenebrarum. I can't read that word. I can't. It's like too much. It's weird.
is someone you know, or someone you knew.
She erased all your memories, made you think that the fairy tales were evil, that humans were terrible. I feel something dark stirring inside of me. A sharp pain cuts through my heart, making it hard to breathe.
The previous bearer of the crystal was your mother, Princess. Hildir, the leader of the witches.
That is impossible. Mother was not a witch. But she was, the strongest of us all. When she died, she kept some of her powers sealed within the crystal, which is why it still allows the fairy tale curse to be spread. What kind of lie is this? I cannot use magic. My mother never told me that she was a witch. She would have told me. It sounds like it, doesn't it? But I assure you, Princess, we wouldn't ever lie to you about something like this. As impossible as it seems, you are a witch. I mean, you kind of act like one. Like a bitch. Get it? Shut up. It's funny.
Your power won't manifest until you're 18, and at that time you'll inherit control of the crystal.
Since your birthday is soon, this was the last chance we had to teach you goodness. Your mother's been shielding you from it for so long. We trusted you were different from her, and you are. But Mother was the only one that ever loved me. She stole away your memories and made you hate the world.
Delora,
she was fostering hatred in you, making you just like her. You don't even know anything about Mother. I stand up, rage coiling inside of me like a snake.
Spacey, I know a lot about her. More than you ever will know.
More than you will ever know. Sorry. No. Truth is hard, Princess, but eventually we all have to face it.
Hildir was my beloved friend. Facing her was the hardest thing I have ever done. We only want to help you.
Well, you're not very good at it. I turn on my heels and storm out of the room. I feel that there is more to what Delora and Parfait wanted to say to me, but I can't stand to hear it right now. I walk into the clearing and sit against a tree, furiously rubbing at my eyes as I try to clear my dangerously watery eyes. Showing emotion is weak. I sit there for a long time in the clearing, trying to calm myself. My thoughts spin wildly out of control. Princess? I see him out of the corner of my eye, standing between two trees, his eyebrows knit together with worry. What? Were you listening? Listening? No! I just came to look for you in your room, and when I came downstairs, Parfait told me you would run out into the forest. May I sit next to you? I say nothing as he walks over to me. He sits down beside me, his hands resting on his knees as he looks up at the canopies of the trees. Thank you for today, Princess, for coming after me and trying to make things right. I'm not in the mood to talk about this right now. My thoughts are too scrambled. Sometimes truths are hard. How do you know it was the truth? A feeling. Trusting people is hard sometimes. I understand. He looks at me, and his eyes seem to glimmer softly in the moonlight. Would you like someone to listen to your problems, Princess? We're supposed to actually remain silent. My problems. Why would he want to know about my problems? I understand what it's like, Princess, to have a secret stuck inside of you. To want to keep things to yourself because you're worried that someone will prove you wrong. But you can always talk to me about it. Why are you so interested in my problems? I told you before that the best thing you can do is listen to a person. That's how you learn to sympathize. Besides, I honestly care about you. I'll always listen to you, Princess. Rumple slowly reaches out to rest his hand on top of mine. Oh. I sit up straight and stare at him, my eyes wide. Rumple smiles at me, a slow, soft smile that crinkles the edges of his eyes, his old man eyes. Seeing such a beautiful lady close to tears makes my heart break, you know. But if you ever need to cry, you should. Tears aren't weakness. They're just a form of expression. And even the strongest of us cry. I'm not going to cry. My mind reels and then starts to feel fuzzy. Definitely the Ice Princess. The title startles me out of my thoughts. I stare at him pointedly, beginning to grimace, but Rumple just smiles. I always thought it was a delicate name, suitable for a strong and beautiful woman. Seeing you like this, it makes me realize that the name suits you. Perhaps if everyone else meant it that way, it wouldn't be so terrible a title. Rumple slowly takes his hand away and smiles. Though he insists on hearing me out, I insist on the opposite. For now, I want to keep what I discussed with Parfait and Delore to myself. I still need time to process it. For tonight, I just want to forget that the conversation ever happened. For some time, the two of us are silent. There are no words exchanged between the two of us, but the silence is comfortable. Then eventually, Rumple puts a hand on my shoulder. Things will work out, Princess. I hope so. I stand and excuse myself. Good night, Rumple. I turn and walk away. Good night, my sweet princess. The end, chapter 7. Well, it's the end of chapter 6. We're getting to chapter 7. Muddled truths. Doot, doot, doot. But we're going to wrap this part up here. And we will do chapter 7 in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.